Welcome back, everybody.
Real quick, where do we look? Because I did notice in that last one I was looking like kind of, so
Yeah,
I look here. Oh, I've been looking up here.
The one that's recording.
Yes, and then I noticed it and I was like, why do I look cross-eyed?
You're looking at yourself in the picture.
Yeah, I'm like, do I look all right? Okay, right here, this is our friend. Okay.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Gloria.
And Marisa.
And we're right here back again with Working Moms in Real Estate. So today we have a treat for you. I think we mentioned before that Marisa was actually a cosmetologist in her past life, you know, but because those super important lessons never really go away, and you're the most polished out of the two of us. I think we are going to have you as our guest for today because we're going to have our beauty edition episode. And we're gonna just ask you a bunch of questions. And when I say we, I mean me. I'm gonna ask a question.
It'll be me. And if you want to chime in and ask yourself a question, go ahead.
If you find anything of importance that you think is relevant, you should tell us.
Okay.
So we did hear a little bit about your story, how you got into that. But tell me, Marisa, since you know you are our guest, tell us a little bit about your cosmetology career. What did that look like, and what you were in it for? You said 20 years.
Forever.
So you must have loved something about it, right?
I did.
Tell us a little bit about it.
So I wanted to be a hairstylist since I was a little girl, like at least 5 years old. I was cutting all my Barbies' hair, dolls, giving them good haircuts, and then I gave myself several bang cuts, and I used to crimp my hair. I mean, I loved doing hair since I was a kid. So when one day I was like in high school and I was like, oh, you can actually do that and get paid. And so I went to cosmetology school and loved it. Like, I love hair, and I did it for 21 years, and the only reason that I stopped doing it is because my shoulders couldn't take it anymore. But I loved it. And what more, like, do you want me just to keep spilling every bean I have? Because there's a lot of beans in this bag.
I want to hear some beans out of the cosmetology bag. So I think I mentioned it. I went to cosmetology in 2003. Mine was a very short-lived cosmetology career. It was like 6 months, and I went through a divorce. So it was a really difficult time, and it was just not the right time for me to be doing that. But yeah, I didn't like it as much as you. And it could also have been that I wasn't as good as you. So
that was why.
That was
you
why.
just thought, like,
so
that
we
a
can
lot
be
of
honest
people
with
go,
each other.
I want to do hair, it looks fun, or this will be easy, or maybe I'll make a lot of money. But the truth of the matter is, with anything that you do in life, if your heart's not in it, you're not going to be successful.
And it's hard.
It is. And you do, to make good money doing hair, you got to work your butt off. Hence to why my shoulders blew out, because I was working like a dog. But I loved it.
And you're on your feet all day, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and when I first started, I was out there wearing the highest heels, skinny-toed stiletto heels, and
then I looked adorable.
I would like barely be able to walk out the door, and I'm like,
end of the day.
and now I have back pain, shoulder pain, but at least I looked cute.
You look cute. Well, I think we need some pictures, so we're gonna put up some pictures.
Oh my gosh, I should. Seriously, because I've had just the other day actually, I was going through albums and I was like, dang, I've had every color and cut under the sun, and most of them were really terrible.
Were they really? Or is it just your
no,
thinking?
They were.
Yeah, but think about it. Even you say you've had every color and hairstyle. That's because it was probably in at the time. Just because it doesn't fit our standards right now doesn't necessarily mean that it was bad at that time, right?
But you look back at it and you're like, I would never do that again.
But that's because you're your age now and you know better. So yeah, we do need some of those pictures because I think that'll be great. I mean, who better to go through all kinds of different styles than a cosmetologist, right? Like
for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I would cut someone's hair and I'm like, I really like that, I should try it. But that's not really the way it works, because what looks cute on you might not look good on me, and I had to learn that many times.
Hey, at least you learned it on yourself.
Oh, I'm sure a lot of clients learned it too, like crying in the car, Like, why did I let her cut my hair? Because if you
Yeah.
came to me with hair down here and you wanted this, I was like, yes. And clip. You had no time to think about it.
No
Like, the
change
hair
in your
was
mind.
gone and that was it. So you were done.
Well, I made people cry, but not because
I
of
bet
that.
you did.
I cut my brother's ear off.
Oh, I've done that.
I cut this girl whose hair came down to here, and she wanted, I don't even remember what she wanted, but it was not this. It just was not very good. That's what happens when you pay $5 for a haircut. That was in cosmetology school.
I think this looks good.
No, it didn't. And I never thought that. It was just like one after the other after the other. So what was your favorite part about it?
I think like what my favorite part was is when someone does come in and they look terrible and their hair is out of control. Cause like I'm also the
That's your
type
favorite
still
part.
to this day, like at the store, like, ooh, that's a bad cut. Oh, that's a bad color. And so sorry, but it's true.
Every time I come in, she probably looks out. Do you
Oh,
look
I
at
do.
me
I'm
that
always
way?
like, let me fix.
Yeah, like this right now.
But then when you make someone feel beautiful at the end and they're like loving their hair and they're like, no one can do this but you, then you're like, that's what it's about. And then building the relationships. Like my clients that I had from the start till I moved here, and I cried so hard leaving them because I loved them. Those like relationships are so special. You see them get married, have babies, have grandbabies, some get sick, some pass away. Like you go through life with them and you are invested in their life fully for years. That's
true. I never thought about that. That I can see how you would be completely part of their life and, you know, in the long-term way.
Yeah. I loved it. And I think I love too, like, I have a good memory, so I would see you and wouldn't see you for 6 months, and then I'm like, hey Gloria, how's Gianna? And you're like, did you write that down? And I'm like, no, I just remember. Because I would remember details about people's lives and they were like shocked.
Yeah, that is amazing. I still get people's names wrong.
Names I'm not good at
and
until I really know you, but details and faces I'll remember. So.
There you go. That's the key to good business, and it is actually very true.
It is.
And that is the key to good business in almost any kind of business. So if we were going to get into this beauty issue, this beauty segment, I think the biggest thing, you know, you have as a woman, at least for me, I think we touch bases a little bit. As you start getting older, not that we're,
I'm
you know.
like, who are we talking about?
Not us,
Who?
right? But as you start getting older, a lot of people talk about this whole stereotype of, you know, should you have short hair? Should you have long hair? Should you have light hair? Should you go lighter because now you're starting to get some grays? What is the truth to that? Like, what is it in your experience that?
I think that it's truly about what the individual looks like. Like you have to take into account skin tone, eye color, face shape. It's really not about age, because I've seen some ladies who are probably in their 80s with gray white hair to here, and it's healthy, thick, and gorgeous, they have a nice bun, and then you see a 20-year-old that has wispy fried hair. So it's really about each individual and what they were blessed with. And then in addition to that, I've heard both. I've heard if you keep your hair dark as you age, you look older. But then I've heard that it actually makes you look youthful. So I feel like it does go back to like every individual is different.
So do me.
I think you look great. I think that your dark hair is very like youthful on you. I don't think it looks aging. It looks natural. And then I love you with the long hair. I've seen it a little bit shorter and you look cute like that. One thing I would never do again is that awful like wedged TLC cut that you
That was a mistake, and it was not my mistake.
The wedge cut. We need a photo of that too.
Yeah.
If I'm going to divulge my photos, we need a photo of that.
Okay, not that one.
No, I think you look
so you think that this
You've
looks
got,
appropriate more better than like, because I did want to go back to I just feel like it looks more professional, you know, more age appropriate.
Even that, like I think that long hair can look professional as long as you are trimming it and you're combing it. Like anyone's hair can look terrible if they're not grooming it every day. Like you know, so
Brush your hair, guys.
Yes, comb your hair and get trims.
How often should people wash their hair?
That also is individual because, like, you know, the whole point of not shampooing your hair is to save it from the heat damage.
Right.
And people don't understand that. Like, I had clients who weren't shampooing their hair, but they were still getting it wet and using hot tools every day. Well, that defeats the purpose. The point of not washing your hair is actually to keep hot tools off of it. So if you shampoo today and style it today, then you get to use that hairstyle for a couple of days without putting more heat, more product, and then stripping all your natural oils out of the hair with shampoo. Also, when you do not wash your hair, you've got to brush it because your oil that your body produces is actually the best conditioner for your hair. So if you're not brushing it all the way to the ends to condition your hair, oh, your scalp is more important than this. You have to, like, keep your scalp invigorated. It gets rid of dead skin, oils, keeps the follicles open so you have healthy new growth. If you neglect your scalp, you can have a buildup of oil and it's just sitting there. That's not healthy.
So would you say that that's a big problem for men that are balding? Like, they neglect some of that? No, seriously. So seriously, my husband and I were just having this conversation because my husband has no hair, you know, and that is one of the things that we were, and I remember some of that, learning that, because men don't necessarily take, you know, it's not that they don't wash. My husband takes a shower twice a day, but it's, you know, with the hats and all the stuff that they don't pay as much attention to their hair as we do.
Well, I think, like, men who are losing their hair, you still need to, like, clean your scalp because it's part of your body.
Yeah.
So, and I would probably not use conditioner, but some sort of, like, oil, like a jojoba oil, which is the closest oil to what our skin produces. Maybe do that once a day or every other day,
Jojoba oil,
to keep your scalp hydrated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you still don't want, like, a dry, flaky scalp.
Well, and it thins out, right? So that's really informative. I did not know that about
anything.
Yeah. About anything. So that's really great information. What was I going to ask? Along with that, tell us what's your favorite dry hair shampoo? I know you're a believer in dry shampoo.
Yeah. I have Redken. It's a great dry shampoo. They do make some that are colored, and I don't really like that because it's so dark that it, like, you know, I'd rather have the white. And then the key with that is spray it all over, let it sit for a second, and then brush it through. Yeah. It breaks it up and goes all the way through the ends. But really, you don't need that the next day unless you are produce a lot of oil. But, like, you don't need to be. There are some women who will, like, take the dry shampoo to a whole other level, and they're going once a week for a shampoo, and then the rest of the time they're caked in with dry shampoo. You're damaging your hair. It's not good. It's like spraying chalk into your hair. Like, these are my opinions too, just FYI, so you can take it or leave it.
From a licensed cosmetologist.
It is truly my personal opinion. So
yeah, but you've seen this and you've dealt with this, you know, maybe not today, but you had, and you know, for a very long time. So I probably trust your word over mine, or probably anybody that has never done anything like what you've done in the past.
Yeah.
So you used the Redken. I actually have used Redken. The brand that I normally use is Kenra.
Yep.
And I really like it. But for some reason, I've used a lot of different really expensive dry hair shampoos, and they don't work as well. It seems like, I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, but ironically, one that I've used that works a lot better is, I think it's Clean Freak.
I've never heard of it.
It's, I'm probably wrong, but it's a dry shampoo. They sell it at Walmart, and it's probably the one that's worked the best for me. Yeah, it is very inexpensive. Like, it's probably half the price of the really nice ones, but I haven't tried Redken, so.
Well, the thing is too, you know, sometimes people think that, like, the cost of a product is more valuable than what's actually in the product. And I found it with so many clients. I had clients that had beautiful, healthy hair that used over-the-counter Suave or whatever brand, and their hair was amazing. Why would I be like, you need this
Yeah.
$100 bottle of shampoo and your hair looks and feels great? No.
No.
But then there are people like myself, I can't get away with using
Yeah.
inexpensive hair product. I have to use really good stuff, otherwise my hair is like a cotton ball. But so like that dry shampoo,
Yeah.
even though it may be inexpensive and from Walmart, I'm sure it's a great product, and it is whatever fits your hair, because all of
Yeah.
us we're all so different. Like what works for me may not work for you, and vice versa.
Exactly.
So I'm sure your dry shampoo is amazing.
It's amazing.
Once she knows the real name of it, if it's Clean Freak or
I
Dry
think it
Freak
is
or
Clean
whatever,
Freak. We're gonna start. So we're gonna put all the links of all of our products that we use, so you guys have an idea what they are. As you know, we haven't been doing this very long. This is our 5th podcast. High five.
High five for the
five. So we are, as we're going, we're learning more and more. We're gonna get it together. Actually, we have our website.
Yeah. What is it called?
Working Moms in Real Estate website.
Okay. She has to school me on everything.
Well, that's no.
Well, it's true.
Actually, well, what do you have a beauty hack that you want to share with us today, like an actual beauty product? So I think all the information is great. I love all the hairstylist information because it is such a big aspect of who we are, right? Like when you show up somewhere, that's one of the first things people see. So it's super important.
I think, like, since we're talking about hair, like a beauty hack hair thing
Or product. Yeah.
would be, it is your products you use, and it's also the hot tools you use. Like if I go to a hotel and use a hotel blow dryer, my hair is poof. But I use now a bio-ionic hair dryer that my hair is smoother, and using a nozzle on your hair dryer is also humongous. Like
Really?
people throw those in the drawer, and then the nozzle's blowing your hair all over.
That's
Those
what I do.
nozzles are there to direct heat in specific spots, so you get a smoother blow dry.
How long does it take for you to do your hair?
From start to finish, maybe 25 minutes.
That's not
I don't
bad.
mess around. I blow it dry. Like I
How long
use
do
my
you think
products.
it would take me to do the way you do it?
I don't know. I mean, for me, like I thankfully,
You're a
like I've been
pro.
doing hair seriously since I was 5. Like hot tools, any kind of tools, braids, all of it. And so I can whip up quick.
So tell us again what your hair dryer is.
Bio-ionic, and it's amazing. But using the nozzle, I feel like, is a beauty hack. It'll cut down your blow dry time. It'll help with frizz, adds shine. And then if that's all you have time to do is give yourself a good blowout, like with even a paddle brush, then
I take a shower at night and I dry my hair
well then
naturally. But I do sometimes find that if I get up and I do a roller anyway for a very quick dry, it still helps.
yeah, I agree. It kind of like lifts it off your scalp and kind of infuses it a little bit.
And it calms it down. But we're gonna have that. I'm gonna have to try it.
Yeah. That's
So,
like cutting that
okay.
out.
So back, you know what we didn't do? Our real estate moment, a real estate minute. We
So
didn't.
will you be able to cut that in? Is
No,
that
we'll
how you
just do it. We'll do it now. It's not a big deal. So I think for a real estate minute or a real estate segment, the one thing that I wanted to talk about was a new study came out again. Like you know how they do these studies all the time, and they were saying that real estate is still 37% of investors still are investing in real estate, as opposed to I think is 24% invest in gold. So it always seems like the two biggest competitors for long-term investing is either real estate or gold, and they just hold their value like in a stronger way than even a stock. I think the way that real estate competes with the stock is not so much the value of it, because you could lose your stocks tomorrow. And while a house may lose its value, you're never going to actually lose a house unless you sell it when it's at its lowest price, right? So if you have a piece of property and you put it, even if it drops, if the value decreases by half, you can rent it and still make money on that investment. Where gold, it always just kind of tends to hold its value in general. With a stock, you're letting other people play with your investment, because if everybody panics and they pull money, your investment continues to drop. The housing market is the same, but you could still make money while that investment perhaps has dropped to a low price, and you just hold on to it until it gains its appreciation again. So for that reason, I think it was Bankrate or someone, they were just stating again that real estate is still one of the strongest investments, even right now where we are with the market and the inflation and everything that's happening. So if you're still in the middle of trying to decide which is best for you, my husband's a big believer in stocks. I'm a big believer in real estate, so we fight about it all the time. And now he is kind of leaning towards the side of real estate. But the reality is, people are going to lean towards whatever they understand, right? So I have friends that are financial advisors, and I have friends that do like whole life and everything. And what I find is that the more that you know about something, that's what you're going to lean with. Whether you realize it or not, you're going to feel like you're more towards that investment just because you lack knowledge in other things. So if you are trying to invest, get really educated in the multiple different aspects, because I think that's going to give you the best edge in figuring out whether you do want to invest in real estate, or if you want to be hands off and put your money in a stock. As long as you're willing to be committed and it stays there long term, it does ebb and flow. But at the same time, if you are okay without that money right now, it will come back eventually. You know. Now, if you're talking about gold, is just one of those things that you can't eat it, you can't hold on to it, you have to convert it. I'm not a big fan of gold, but that's just because I don't own any and I don't know anything about it. And so again, real estate is my expertise, so I'm going to be biased towards that. And that's our real estate minute. People still prefer real estate over gold.
Winning.
At winning. What's going on with the builder life? Like, what is happening? Are you seeing any movement as far as prices? Are you seeing like more people come in or less people?
Well, I think that where I sell is a unique situation, but I think all in all, we're still moving product and we're still seeing people buying new construction. And I think the reason is because we have lowered our prices. Builders are offering so many great incentives for, you know, rates, appliance packages, realtor commission, just trying to get people out here. So yeah, I feel like we're still moving a lot of homes, and I feel like this spring and now that summertime is coming, people also are interested. They want to get moved over the summer, get settled before their kids have to go back to school. So I've definitely seen an uptick in people coming out and purchasing homes, which has been great.
Good. Yeah, I'm seeing more movement as well. But it's still not like it has been in the past years. We're still definitely seeing a slower year compared to the past, I guess. That's all we have to compare it to. What was your best mom win, mom fail this week?
Let's see. I think that I'm not sure if I really failed this week yet, knock on wood.
At winning again.
But I won because we went on another college visit.
You did?
Yeah.
And did you love it or did it make you sad?
Both. I was crying. Mostly because I feel like God moved so swiftly as he does. Like, it reminds me of like when we make plans and then God intervenes in like the most unexpected ways, unexpected timing, and blows your socks off. And I'm like, I love that. And so that is what happened. But me and my mom and my oldest went on a college visit, and just being there and seeing your kid so happy and like rewarded for his hard work and see him about to grow into a man is like, yeah, I mean, I've been
That's
like,
so awesome.
My heart like pulls. And then the other one was the other two boys made me proud while I was gone. They kept the house clean. They fed the dog. She had water. They
She's alive.
They're just like, they're all growing up and they're becoming like the most amazing little men. And like to witness that, it feels like a win, because it's like you hope that you're raising your kids right. And I really feel so blessed that my kids are so good. So I don't think I've failed this week yet. It's only Thursday.
I got
don't
the
like failing.
invitation
Yes.
for well, not invitation, his graduation
Yeah,
card.
announcement.
Are you doing a graduation party?
We are, but like
No.
just a small one at.
So you're not invited?
I've had to tell it because people are like, "What are you like? Are you guys?" And I'm like, "No, only because like he graduates at 1 o'clock, and then it's like I don't know how long it's gonna be, and I work, and then we're going out of town. Like my schedule's
To be fair,
just
I didn't
different.
invite anybody to my wedding.
Yeah, her actual, but I did get invited. So you want to come to the dinner, the graduation dinner? But we're just.
Can I bring my
have-
whole family?
Yes. And his groomsmen, but we're just having a small dinner out to eat. But my family's coming in, my sisters
That's
are
so
coming
awesome.
in, and my best friend. I'm so sorry, but she is coming in. She is my best friend.
I don't know. Once we meet, we might be best friends.
You might, and then you guys will kick me to
Bye,
the curb.
Marisa.
See ya.
No more podcasts.
But I'm
What is her
excited.
name?
Anita.
Gloria and Anita.
Well, and if anyone else is watching, like I have many best friends, so don't get your feelings hurt.
I put best friends with air quotes.
Yeah, I'm gonna I got a lot of friends in here and in my heart, and so don't have your feelings hurt because you're all in there, everyone.
That is the joke. That is why I keep saying Marissa's my best friend.
Well, we were talking, and I don't think we've talked about it on here before, but like when you're in middle school, and some of my friendships are from then,
Yeah.
you are like declaring like we're best friends.
We were not
We're
in
wearing
middle school
necklaces,
together.
we're wearing matching outfits, like you and I. And
Yeah.
then as you get older, you do have so many amazing friends
Yeah.
that are considered best friends, but we don't, like I can't, you hear me, like my best friend this, my best friend that, like, but I really should get in the habit of like, because I am a mature lady,
You're
that
a-
I should quit using middle school terms, so I'll try.
It's okay.
Yeah,
You can
I'm
use
gonna
middle
try.
school terms. It's fine.
Who knows what they even call it these days? You know?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
I don't even know. I think it's I used to love Gianna and all the girls, but Gianna, she didn't have sisters living at home like her age. So everybody she met, she's like, Mama, I just met my new best friend. Everybody was her best friend.
That's
It was
me
great.
then.
Yeah,
That is.
it was great.
Me and Gianna will be best friends.
Oh, really? What else?
What about
We
your
can cut it.
mom win? Fail? Anything like that?
Oh,
Maybe you double booking. You've got like you were just saying the
I
new bonus
did.
son and Gianna have an event on the same day. How are you going to handle that?
That's next week, and I think honestly we are learning this whole process. So yes, having a blended family is not the easiest thing. We've really enjoyed it, but it is different. So Gianna has her award ceremony, and Ben has his end of the school year party. So we're gonna have to make a decision whether to go to one or the other, or each, go see the kids.
So we're going to conquer and divide.
No, that's
Is that what
exactly.
it's called?
Yeah,
Or
divide
did
and
you
conquer.
say whatever? It's the same thing.
Divide and conquer.
Conquering and dividing it, right?
Losing and winning. Potato, potato.
We're gonna agree to agree.
Agree to agree. So yeah, I don't know that that's one or the other. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I thought the mom win or so. I didn't have Gianna this week. I had her this weekend for Mother's Day, and that was great. Maybe this is the win or fail, you decide, but my youngest daughter, Gianna, got me a Cartman t-shirt that says, respect my authority. So I'm not sure which one that falls into, but...
Is she meaning that to you?
Oh, she gave it to me, respect my authority. So I get to wear a Cartman t-shirt.
I don't even know who that is. What is it?
South Park?
Is it Claudia's
Did
friend?
you? I wish. No, you never
Okay.
watch South Park?
No.
Well, that's
Sorry.
good.
Sorry,
I
read a
didn't.
lot of
I really
crazy-
didn't either. I mean, it was a show that came out when I was a young adult, but it was. It's,
I was
it's
still.
a pretty
I think I was
crude-
still like in my car seat
If you
when that
guys
show
know,
came out, so I didn't see it.
totally different. Yeah. So the fact that she knows that, it's a little scary. Speaking of shows, yeah.
That's our.
That's our topic. Well, that is pretty much our show for the day. Marisa, thank you so much for being our guest today. It was a lot of fun to learn from you. I learned a lot more. Now I know I have to wash my hair at least once a week and not
How
once
often were you washing it before?
every 3 weeks.
So, are you serious? I'm all,
I wash my hair.
Oh my gosh.
I wash my hair every other day.
Oh, God.
But even when it does get oily, I don't think I actually ever brushed it. I just
brushing
put
your
the.
scalp's
I just
huge.
put.
Please
the-
brush your scalps.
I did use the powder stuff, but I only use it once, and then I wash my hair. It's
Nice.
itchy and it feels uncomfortable. I don't know how people do it for weeks at a
So
time.
maybe we don't want the clear dry shampoo or whatever it was called. Clean
Clean Free?
Yeah.
No, I do. I use that, but I use it once. I use it. So if I shower, and the next day I do my hair, and the next day is usually fine. Every once in a while I do need it, especially in the summer. By the second day,
Yeah.
and then I wash it.
And by the way, don't judge me on my hair skills off my hair today because it's like 100% humidity
Your hair looks
today,
great.
and wasn't. So just don't sit there and be like, how does she know what she's talking about when her hair looks like that?
Look at my hair. My hair looks terrible today.
It's okay.
I feel like it was a really long day already.
It was. We were way late, and so that's why we probably look oily. Your face was like, who's she calling oily? And it is hot in here on that note. Anyways, thank you. Join us for the topic.
Yeah, join us for the topic.
Don't forget to just subscribe.
Hit, smash, subscribe, follow, watch the
Anything,
video.
please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch the rest of the
Send us
videos.
questions.
Oh, actually, next week we have our pediatric surgeon that is going to be joining us next week.
Perfect.
So, and she'll be here to answer and tell us a little bit about, first of all, how she's a traveling doctor. So and I don't know that it's traveling. I think she travels because she lives here and she goes to Houston every other week. But
Yeah.
she manages, to a home here and a home over there with her kids and her job. So she'll be telling us a little bit about how she manages it all. But also, answer some questions that we have. I'm going to make a list of like
Nice.
ailments for me and my kids, and then ask her all while we're here.
Okay.
And she can't say no because we're on camera.
And another thing. I love it.
Exactly. So these hot flashes.
Yeah. So I got very hot when it was very cold in a building. What's going on?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
See ya.
Bye, guys. Stick around for the topic, which we were talking about.
TV
shows.
shows. Yeah. What are you watching these days?
So TV shows. What are we watching these days?
Yeah. Are we talking about all TV shows, Netflix?
All TV shows,
Okay.
like everything. So what is right now? The show that I'm watching is The Last of Us.
What is it?
So it's a zombie show, but it's intriguing because in the show, essentially, if you watch the premise, it's about a fungus that the earth has risen a couple degrees, and while the fungus cannot live on its own, it has been able to grow enough to, I don't know how it gets into humans, I don't know, but it creates a zombie and it kind of controls it. Have you guys ever, you just gotta look it up. It is very good. But
I won't be watching it. I don't like any zombie shows. I don't like any scary shows.
I don't like scary shows, but this isn't like scary. This is a thriller. So it's not like zombie back from the dead. It's like a zombie because they're infected with this fungus that is in their brain.
I'm still not gonna watch it.
What show are you watching?
I honestly, I don't watch a ton of TV because I don't have time, but I'm unfortunately like a Bravo junkie, so I watch a lot of
reality. That's right. You like reality.
Like I love all the Housewives, Below Decks, like all of those, just because as I'm trying to unwind from the day, I just watch, and for me it's like mindless TV, and it is comical. However, it's been getting kind of mean, some of the Housewives. I'm like, that's a little too mean, girl. And like, if you and I are hanging out and you're being ugly to me every time, I'm probably not gonna hang out with you anymore. But these women, it's almost like encouraged, and they like, I don't know, but it's like
because they're getting paid for a show.
But it used to be fun to watch. Like they used to kind of get along and they'd have a little bit of like drama, but now I'm like watching it and I'm finding myself like heart rate's elevating and I'm like getting all irritated and I'm like, I better like quit watching this.
That's how I feel with the zombie show.
Oh, there are some shows that I do that too, where you're like, but.
So I normally don't watch. Like that's the scariest thing, and it doesn't seem scary to me because it's like a, you know,
make-believe.
Yeah. Well, no, it's like a natural process rather than like back from the dead. Like it's not a spiritual
let's ask the doctor
thing.
next week if like
It's
can turn us into a mummy.
Yeah, I
There's
think
zombie.
she'll know. But I usually like funny shows. And one of my favorite shows that I watched in the past, have you seen Resident Alien?
No, I didn't know you were such a zombie alien lover.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
I'm learning a lot about you.
Best.
It explains a lot.
It's the best. The Resident Alien, it's about an alien that comes and he takes over. He can look like anybody. He just needs a little bit of DNA. But it is the funniest show, and I can't wait for the next season. But I love mindless TV, like Tacoma PD, and I love watching shows that I've seen in the past and then letting them play because it still make me laugh.
Yeah, and I feel like that with like Seinfeld, Friends, actually even the Golden Girls.
I love
like
the Golden Girls.
Friend sent me a thing on Instagram, and the Golden Girls were talking about like if you lay flat on your back, it looks like you had a facelift, and then. I don't remember all their names, so that's terrible. But
I do.
It's like Blanche, Doris,
Rose.
Doris is Rose's daughter, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so Doris is telling Blanche, and Rose is sitting there, and she's like, I thought you were always on your back, to Blanche. And like, then Doris is like, yeah, and then something else falls to the back too, and she was talking about this, and I was just dying laughing, and I'm like, I was a little kid watching that show, not having a clue what they were talking about, but now as an adult, you are dying laughing. Yeah. And the crazy thing is back then they were like our age, and they looked like
not our age. Stop saying that.
Think about you. But I do like watching old funny. I would rather watch light stuff that like you leave and you're feeling like happy and not like all like pissed off at someone you don't even know.
Yeah.
You know? So.
One of my favorite shows that I watched with my oldest daughter, we had a summer where it was just her and I, and we watched Gilmore Girls. And we watched the whole thing. Have you ever seen that?
I didn't like, there was so many years when my boys were probably babies when your girls were like teenagers, right?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
But we were, like, back then, I didn't watch hardly any TV because we were always, like, in the gym or at the baseball field, football field.
True.
So it's like, I didn't ever watch TV at all. I watch more TV now because I have more free time, I guess.
Yeah.
But I didn't watch any of those. Like, one of my new favorite shows that I just binge watched, though, was Suits. Every season.
Yeah.
I
just watched
excellent.
that.
I loved it.
Yeah, I started watching that in 2019 and I stopped because I was depressed. I couldn't finish law school.
And then I did just watch Ozark. Have you seen that?
I seen a part of it. I seen a couple.
It's dark.
Yeah, and I didn't like it. I think I watched the first episode and I couldn't follow through because of how like I just can't. It's almost like you get into this mind frame and you're trying, and I get anxious with those shows.
Yeah, me too.
Because I'm trying to figure out how to fix this stuff and what if it was, you know? So I just can't. I need to feel good. And
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm one of those people that if I watch a TV show or a movie, I need to know the ending
Me too.
and decide if
That's
it's worth
why
a
I
watch.
watched the whole series, and I'm like you. I watched the first episode, and I'm like, anxiety up to here, going, oh my gosh, are people really doing this stuff? This is dark. And then I'm like, well, now I want to see like the whole end. So I went ahead and watched 4 seasons.
Of Ozark?
Yes.
How does
and
it end?
You really want to know?
Yeah.
They
If
get
you
away
don't
with
want to
it.
know.
They get away with money laundering and murder.
I don't even remember how.
And then they end up wealthy.
Really?
Mhm.
Can we try?
And everybody in the show gets murdered but them.
Huh.
So I'm sorry if I blew it for you if you were planning on watching it.
Yeah. We'll put a
Disclaimer?
disclaimer before you get to the end.
Mhm. Yeah.
If you want to watch Ozark, don't watch this topic.
Mhm.
Well, I think that's our topic for today. We would love to hear what kind of shows you recommend because as you can see, ours are pretty boring.
Mhm.
And I'm
Yeah.
at the last episode of The Last of Us, and I can't wait for the next one. But I do need a new show because I like to binge watch.
Mhm. Yeah, I would love some new shows too, feel good shows.
Yeah, not zombie shows apparently for
Not
Marisa.
zombie and not alien shows. Like I'm pretty
Yes, you need
specific.
to watch the alien one.
I don't
It is
like
not
anything
scary.
that's
It's not
weird.
scary. It's hilarious. You need to watch it. That's probably my favorite show from last year.
Okay.
Yep. All right,
Thanks, guys. Have a
Thanks.
good week.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, I am afraid of
You
that
should
stuff.
just watch a trailer.